Hey, sir, dude. Oh, hey, Sam. Hey, sir, dude. Alright. Oh, hey, Sam. Hey, sir, dude. Alright. Shit. Put this phone where I can see it. Hey, Sam. Kinda. Hey, sir, dude. Alright. Put this phone where I can see it. Hey, Sam. Alright, this is weird. I've never done this before. So, what I'm actually doing... Alright, this is weird. I've never done this before. Is a friend of mine who is also a streamer. So, what named Cam I'm actually doing... Some of you might know him. Alright, this is weird. I've never done this before. I did an emote for him. Who is also a streamer. And him and other friend Brad have been bugging me. Some of you might know him. To get streaming, and I've liked the idea for a long time, but it took me forever to finally get around to it. Him and but Cam needs a couple more emotes, so I'm gonna draw those emotes for a long time, but on my first stream. Forever to finally get around to it. But apologies in advance if there's some weird technical stuff. I know that this on my first stream is kind of a mess. I can tell you what some of that stuff is. Apologies in advance if I've also still got a bit of a cough, so hopefully if I cough it's not too loud into the mic. Or maybe I'm already a little too loud actually. Maybe I should be turning this down. Also still got a bit of a cough, so hopefully if I cough it's not too loud into the mic. Or maybe I'm already a little too loud. Apparently I'm getting audio reverb. Also still got a bit of a cough, so hopefully if I cough, see what I can do with that in a sec. Too loud into the mic. Or maybe I'm already. Hi, Snow Princess. I'm getting audio reverb. Do I know you? Still got a bit of a cough, so hopefully if I see what I can do with that in a sec. Okay, one sec. I'll be right back and try to fix that reverb issue. Hi, Snow Princess. I'm getting audio reverb. Do I know you? Still got a bit of a cough, so hopefully if I see what I can do with that in a sec. Okay, one sec. I'll be right back and try to fix that reverb issue. Hi, Snow Princess. Hey, Laurie. I wondered if that was you. How's the reverb? Is that better? Are we better on the reverb now? Awesome. Hey, Josh. I used to work with Josh. Anyway, I don't know how much of that was audible before when I had my reverb stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of getting over a cold. I'm kind of coughing, so hopefully I won't forget I have a mic a couple inches from my face and blow some eardrums out. Like I might have just done right there. Oh, so yeah, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat. You can let me know if I'm doing anything weird, if I'm blocking the drawing or leaning in too far or casting a shadow that's making stuff hard to see. Yeah, this is a mess. If you're wondering, all these pens over here, these are semi-dead soldiers. They probably still have ink in them, but I use a really thin tip sometimes, and the tip gets kind of messed up before it runs out of ink. So I toss them there and try to use them where I can on certain things so they don't go totally to waste when the tip isn't as important. Okay. Alright, so Cam wants 2 more emotes. I already got that page. He's got one that he's going to have like a kind of rage emote where he looks like God of War. So I'm going to do that one first. I'm going to... I have his original emote off screen right now, so I can do a bit of it. Okay, so we're gonna do a rage one. Let's see here. cough sounded okay. That's good to know, Josh. Thanks. I actually don't have an extra cable to plug the headphones in for the speakers, but I really don't need the sound right now. I had the sound off, like turned all the way down on the computer, so I didn't think it would matter. But apparently that fixed the problem. Just answering Cam or Lori's comment there. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. I'm drawing this pretty big, but it's gonna be shrunk down really small, so I gotta be kind of broad with it. Cam had to tilt this before to fill in the square dimensions, because it was too like tall before. So I'm gonna try to kind of curve it on purpose, at least for this one. I got something else in mind for the next one, but I don't know how clear this blue is on screen, but I'll be getting the ink before too long, probably. Okay. The basic. All right. Big Papa Chef. I'm thinking maybe that's either Steel or June, maybe? Who are you, Big Papa Chef? Or maybe it's not, actually. Whoa, I am really wrong. Well, clearly it's a chef. Those guys are both... Oh, what the fuck? Eddie? My money's on Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Okay. Now we do the actual face stuff. So this is a rage emote, so we're gonna make Cam look really pissed here. Okay. Let's get those eyes kind of bulging a bit more. Well, you guys can see that. The steam whistle. I am drawing a emote for another streamer, game streamer. Zquaz, if you want to check him out. Maybe that's a bit much. Might need to work on my lighting in the future to get this blue pencil clear on the camera. But once I start inking it, it should be pretty clear for you guys. I like working in blue because then when I ink it, I don't need to like erase stuff because it won't scan. And it just generally looks cleaner, which is kind of helpful because I tend to draw really messy in the beginning. Starting out kind of similar to the original emote, but it's going to start getting a lot meaner looking soon. You mean this beauty? Yeah, that's the one. Are you the steam whistle cam? Hi, Legend 2164. Do I know you too? Oh, shit. I just bumped the camera. Hopefully that... Okay. Okay, it's starting to look meaner. Beard's gotten a little bushier since that first one. More God of War like anyway, though. Alright, well, hi, friends with Cam. Oh, hey, Dawson. I do remember. Of course I remember. A little bit hairier when I ink it. And of course, he's God of War, so he's got to have the big... Sure. A couple of those ones too. Stream being okay so far. I've only been in it for well, it says 23 minutes, but the first part of that was just the Basic, kind of that start screen thing, whatever you call that. Okay. I'm gonna start inking. At least this one, yeah. I'm actually using a really thick pen for this because it's gonna be shrunk down so much. I usually, if anything, go extra thin with my inking. Okay, here we go. I just realized that was directed at Steam Whistle, not me. Awkward. It's weird not having music or something on in the background while I draw. I'm very aware of the quiet right now. How am I so good at drawing symmetrically freehand? I didn't actually know I was that good at it. It's kind of wing it. Sometimes I really mess it up and I don't notice it till it's a little on the late side. Sometimes I end up fixing stuff after I scan it. Other times I just say the hell with it and I leave it alone. It's actually really fun, kinda drawing with this extra thick line in a way that I can't really explain. It just is. Can hear Cam screaming in my head while I draw a picture of him screaming. I think that's true anytime you draw a character streaming, but when it's a person you actually know yourself, it's kind of weird. Hey, A-Trail, Zed, thanks. And also, thanks to Cam for, passing it on. Oh, jeez, just bumped the camera again. Take some getting used to that. I want to make the streaming thing fairly regular. Hopefully I'll get on here at least once a week. A lot of it will probably be me working on other stuff that I'm working on anyway. Just because I'm working on a comic right now that's a little on the ambitious side. But ultimately I'd like to do a lot more like kind of just random stuff and maybe start taking requests and stuff, be a little bit more interactive with people while I'm doing this. But I might need to work up to that as I get more time. X that out, fill that with black after. More fun when I get this cough taken care of. The stripe is probably gonna end up getting rid of the line altogether and just making it pure red when I scan it later. Not gonna stream the coloring though, because I think that's gonna be pretty brief and boring to watch. Uh, hey Brad, BC Bot Killer. Just noticed your thing there. Says he's gonna host me. Thank you. Not surprised. That's Brad. Good buddy. I'll host you too. Although right now that's probably not gonna get a lot of attention, but I will totally do that. Brad was also my tech support all morning while I was trying to get this microphone to work. Thank you for that, Brad. And the only streaming I've done before this has been on Brad's Gaming for Guts. But I was just sitting in his place in front of a camera, I wasn't actually really doing much. Although I did draw a bunch of stuff for it. There's that. Alright, this hair is weird. I gotta figure out how I want to do this. Okay. Almost done emote number 1. Sharpie. I burn through a lot of Sharpies when I'm doing big spot blacks like this. Alright. There's emote number 1. The rage emote. I'm actually going to add one more bit. Hang on a second. Add those. Makes all the difference. Thanks for tweeting, Brad. Just catching up and stuff. Alright. Emote number 1. Finished. God of War Rage emote. Okay, I'm gonna do another one. This one's gonna be weirder. And a bit tougher, probably to pull off, but I also think it's going to be fun to do. Thanks, Cam and or Lori. I'm losing track of who's talking with what, but thanks. Glad you like it. Okay, so the new one. This is going to be Carnage. It's not really a specific emotion they gave me, but because it's Carnage, I'm thinking crazy and insane. It is officially Cam as Snow Princess, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering. Okay, so if Cam is in full Carnage symbiote mode, we won't know that it's Cam, in all likelihood. So I'm thinking of doing the whole like kind of We Are Venom kind of pose, but with Carnage symbiote instead, so we can see Cam underneath there. Okay. All right. And because of that, we fit it a bit more in the actual square shape. Ish. I'll probably bleed out of it again too, but resize and crop later on. I have 11 viewers right now, apparently. That is more than I was expecting for my first time out. A little worried about my shadow being cast here. Okay. Let's check that basic shape again. Well, maybe I'll arc them back a little bit more. Which will bring this in a bit more. Which will also give me more room to play with that symbiote. I mean, you guys saw Venom. It was, I had like a lot of problems with it narratively, but I was also very entertained watching it. I was kind of, didn't know quite what to make of it. But I did enjoy it. Wish Spider-Man was in it, of course. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. This eye. Make him look nuts. Only gonna see this one human eye on this though. Yeah, I would say it's definitely worth. Venom's definitely worth watching. It's like I said, it's really fun. A lot of people compare it to like the '90s superhero movies. I think it's kind of valid. There's definitely some like as many issues as I kind of had with it. I also couldn't not have fun watching it either. So, and they're definitely doing another one. And I think now they've kind of gotten their clunky retrofitted storyline, origin story out of the way, they can probably do some fun stuff with the sequel, some cool stuff with the sequel. As long as they don't shy away from it, because if they're going the direction they hint, it should be insane. I've also been a huge Venom fan since I was like 12 too, so that probably plays a factor as well. Look at this half face I'm doing here. get a Venom or a Carnage eye in here now. That's it too. I didn't mind Eminem's. It was weird that Eminem did a song for. It's apparently a big Marvel fan, so I guess it's not that weird. But you just you don't think of him as the go-to soundtrack guy. All right, let's do some crazy symbiote stuff. You might notice I do that weird like hum thing sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with the drawing. Not sure where I picked that up. Stuff I most want to say about Venom actually is stuff I don't want to see on say on a stream because it's too spoilery. I'm talking about the movie. Do I have a nose whistle? Is that what's going on? Or are we talking about something else? Or was that thing? You thought that was a nose whistle? My pencil is starting to act up on me, but I'm hoping to... Nope, nope. New lead for these last few lines here. Love these blue mechanical pencils, but burn through the lead crazy fast. That short intermission, me getting the pencil back in play. Actually, this inner mouth more like a laugh. Almost like a Joker laugh in there. Yeah, it was bad timing for that marker to go completely dead on me at that point, but made it work in the end. Most fun part about drawing a character like Carnage is all these like random crazy tendrils coming off of them. Those are always fun. He's got one crawling right up to his eye there. Do the newish hair again, I guess, coming out from underneath. It will definitely work more on my camera angle for future streams. Try to get a little bit closer, maybe, although I might also be doing bigger pages later, so I don't know. Play that by ear. Stream by stream basis. Get rid of the autofocus. I was worried about that. I actually meant to check in on that. Yeah, definitely try to work on that. Should be a pretty easy fix. Gonna bust out a fair bit of Sharpie on this one, I think. All right. I think we can ink this. Or actually, wait, one sec. Gotta squeeze that mustache in there. Thanks. Glad it's looking good. I'm starting to be not sure. I think the tendril's really what makes it. Okay. Night, Brad. Night, Dawson. think part of why the thicker pen is fun is because it kind of goes on so smooth. The thinner ones are like a lot sharper, so you got to be a lot more like careful with it. You can't just kind of like let it glide. You gotta be careful with saying that kind of stuff too much. I'm gonna start like sounding like Bob Ross if I'm like, this marker goes on smooth, starts feeling good. I love Bob, but I'm not Bob. Happy little lines, happy little tendrils. Imagine if Bob Ross's show was actually drawing fan art. And we saw him drawing Darth Vader fighting Venom and Carnage and Wolverine cutting up Sabretooth and stuff. I would have been a fan. I don't know if I would have been a great Bob. Drawing show, maybe. I'm not saying I wouldn't have some version of interest in that, but I don't think I'd be all as zen about it, you know. I think very few people could be as zen about it as Bob. If I was gonna be full Bob Ross, I would need to have like squirrels and owls and stuff on the show every once in a while, and I feel like I would get kicked out of my apartment building if I did that. But maybe if I decide to move one day, I'll try that out a couple weeks before. We'll see. I'd have to catch a squirrel or an owl first, though, and I'm not sure if I would survive that venture. You have a much sharper chin than I think he typically had in the comic, but I feel like Carnage makes sense having a freakishly sharp chin. If I ever do attempt to capture a squirrel or a owl for the sake of a Twitch stream, I will definitely film that part as well. That will be the behind the scenes. I think a more interesting behind the scenes might be me getting the level of drunk I would need to be to attempt something like that. But who knows? We'll see. There's that weird noise. It sounds like a nose whistle again. I don't think I do that when I have background music and stuff. It's just when it's quiet like this. I think I like the sharp chin too. I like the idea that every appendage and every like protrusion and anything on Carnage's body potentially cutting somebody. I think that suits the character. My comment about the tendrils earlier, I feel like that's pretty common among artists. Like, I think a lot of us like drawing big elaborate capes and long flowing hair and stuff. There's something like weirdly cathartic about it. It's also something really weirdly cathartic about drawing. Well, maybe cathartic isn't the right word, but something weirdly satisfying about drawing like blood splatter, inking it. And I don't know what that says about me, but I don't handle real life blood splatter well at all, but when I'm drawing it, it's very satisfying. Hey, Dougie. Is that, VFS Doug that I know? Oh, maybe not. Do I know you, Doug? Hello, either way. Hey, Doug. It is the Doug I know. How you doing? Yes, it's Carnage. This is an emote for another streamer. Um, who actually you might know. Because it is, Lori Johnson's, boyfriend now, fiance, actually. VFS grad. Thanks, dude. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Both Cam and Cam, especially since he's been almost every time we see each other, we plan my eventual stream, but it took a long time to actually do it. But Brad as well, who's always wanting me to find other ways to like get out on social media a bit more with my work, and it's not always easy to find ways of doing it without taking time away from my annoying habit of taking on really ambitious projects. This is going to be a quick one to color, because almost everything that's not black is going to be red. It's a lot of black. Well, I'm not drawing most of it in Sharpie, and it's a little hard to see maybe, but I have it sketched out pretty close, so still had some training wheels there. All right. That's this face underneath here. camera again. Pissing off that autofocus. Promise I'll get that turned off next time I stream. Hopefully I won't be coughing on the next one either. If this was Venom, of course, I would be having a lot of fun with a ridiculous tongue right now as well. Which also sounds really weird when you word it that way, but I'd have fun drawing it. I wouldn't have fun, like, you know, doing other stuff. I am excited for the next Venom movie. Actually, I was talking about it a bit earlier. I think I definitely had issues with the new one, but I also had a lot of fun watching it. And it bothered me that they kind of, we couldn't do it with Spider-Man and do the proper origin story. But now that that's out of the way, I think they could do some pretty fun stuff with it, and some cool, crazy stuff with it. Especially given some hints that they drop in it. Yeah, exactly. I don't need to like fight with that and everything. I can't remember if we talked about it before, Doug. What'd you think of it? We're just about done this one. I'm gonna add some extra tendrils though, because tendrils are cool. These will be background kind of black ones, and I'm gonna totally wing it with the pen. And hopefully I don't screw up. Yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, they couldn't help but have to change the origin story, and I think all things considered, they did a pretty good job. Um, and it was really fun. I think that its shortcomings are kind of made up for by the fun of it, and I think that I'm kind of curious to see the R-rated version. I think that's where I kind of land. I kind of want to see what they would have done with the craziness of it. But also, yeah, the '90s cartoon was definitely the best. And I also that was actually one part of Spider-Man 3 that I thought was actually well done. Was the moment when in the church when Brock gets the symbiote. I thought, and that was taken right out of the cartoon, and that was cool. Movie wasn't the greatest, but it had some few redeeming qualities at times. This was definitely the Venom that like we wanted, though, even if they did have to mess around with the origin story. Alright, I think we might be done. I don't know if I can do too many more tendril things here. Alright, let's take a look at our catch here. Okay, so, well, alright. Carnage emote. Yeah. Fairly happy with how that turned out, I think. I might change my mind and look back in a couple months, but... and our God of War Rage emote. Okay. Well, I think I'm done for the night. I'm gonna color these in the next day or two. Anybody who's watching this or listening to it who isn't already, follow me on catch me on Instagram or Facebook, whatever, at Outhouse Cartoons. Post pictures of this as well as the color versions once I color them. And gonna try to do this fairly regularly. Hopefully, I'll do it weekly. A lot of those streams will probably be me working on the comic that I'm doing. The comic is called Combat Fairies. Hoping to get the first one online in March probably. So keep an eye out for that. And probably next week you'll see me working on that a little bit. And eventually, more and more often, maybe I'll try to do it once a month. I'll maybe take some requests and stuff. Maybe we'll do some cool fan art for the fun of it. I love doing that stuff, but I don't do it often enough, so it'll give me a good excuse to do more of that. See you tomorrow, Doug. And I'll talk to you later, everybody. And hopefully I'll see you more when I do more of these. With better focus and better sound, maybe better lighting as well. We'll figure it out as we go. But all right, that's it for today. Thanks everybody. See you later.